Welcome to episode number 74, Real Life is Friends podcast, where the group chat makes it into a podcast. We're on episode number 74. Can you believe it? Episode number 74.
Why you sounding like a auctioneer? We're on episode number 74.
I did not say it like that, but we're on episode number 74. I'm one of your hosts, Kimberly,
Yeah, Mila.
otherwise known as Hater. Same difference. Yeah. So the reason why Mila is saying that song is because she's a hater. One, two, she went to go get her hair done, and she was supposed to ask about my appointment to get my hair done, and she didn't ask. So I'm not even really sure why she thought my hair was gonna be different if she didn't give me no hair appointment.
But you're the
So
responsible adult, which
yeah, to take out
means
the trash, to take out the trash. That's that's where my
tell the people
responsibility
why
lies.
you called to try and get your hair done. You called on the Thursday, want your hair done on the Saturday, and you want 5 different things done to your hair.
It does not matter.
He does.
You were supposed to talk. You were supposed to talk to her and tell her that I needed a hair appointment. Did you talk to her and tell her I need a hair appointment? Then no. Then therefore I'm wearing my hair accessory on my head.
Okay, Effie.
Whatever.
Heavy, it gets so heavy on me.
You a
Yeah.
hater. You're a hater. That's what you are.
Turn it to the side. Turn
There's
it to
nothing wrong. See, this is what I deal with.
the side. Turn it to the side.
This is what I deal with on a daily basis. Well, we don't talk every day. When we talk, this is what I have to deal with.
Don't let me have to tell the people what I have to deal with when I chit chat
That's not.
on the phone.
We're talking about me right now. And first of all, I only really be saying nothing to you anyway. I be talking about beyond the gates.
Okay. I'm gonna
Is
let
that
you
not
have it
what I be
today.
talking about? Is that not
No,
what
you
I
be
be
talking
talking
about
about?
other stuff too. Miss. I gotta go to church.
Oh yeah. Um Mila was supposed to go to church on Sunday and she didn't go to church on Sunday. But I was like, so are you gonna watch church? And I don't even know if she watched church. Now I watched church on Sunday, but I'm saying I don't know if Mila watched church on Sunday.
Well, tell the people what time you actually start watching church and what time it actually starts.
So church starts at 9:30, and somewhere around 10:15, that's when I start watching. Cause I'm there for the preaching.
You need to hear the announcements. You need to hear the responsive reading.
The fact that you think we got responsive reading at my church is hilarious.
Where you at the court, girl?
No, we do not have responsive reading. Unless it's at the 9:30 part of the service, but I don't ever
Now,
remember
cause by the
responsive
time you
reading.
join the choir and finish up their last good song.
And that's fine with me.
Okay.
But no, we don't have responsive reading for real at my church.
Y'all know?
Uh-uh.
What order of service y'all got?
Praising like we got several different choirs um that sing, and like
In
so
one
it'll
Sunday?
be no, I'm saying like
Oh.
one of those choirs. Just yeah, they sing altar call, all that stuff, but I
Y'all do
don't
altar
ever,
call before the preacher preaches?
of course.
I would think that would be like that's at the end.
Mm-mm.
But no,
Now
that's true.
this past Sunday for the kids that are going off to college, they did do. I think one of the kids requested it, but they did gather around and do a prayer. But they do that at the end anyway, like request for prayer outside of altar call, request for prayers, and
Okay.
like joining the church and watch care, all of those
Mm.
things.
So the baby pronounced requested prayer. Now that's good.
hmm Somebody that I'm assuming the person was going to college,
Mm.
but it was a whole bunch of them that then got down there with her while they did a
Okay.
prayer.
They know they needed covering at church, at school.
hmm
Mm. Dangers all around.
Yep. But yeah, so that was Sunday. It was youth Sunday. Second Sunday is
Mm.
typically always youth Sunday. So like my preacher don't preach or anything. The youth preacher preaches.
Uh, there was a
Yep.
death in the family. That's why in the neighborhood I could not go to church. Heaven, heaven.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything
Don't. You said enough. R.I.P. to Evan. That's all we're gonna leave it at.
I'm not saying anything. I'll
That's
be like,
Sunny.
uncle and uncle be like, I ain't know anybody died in our family. And I was gonna say exactly. That's all I was gonna say. Exactly.
Such a hater.
Nope. But let's go ahead and go into what we watch this week.
Mm.
So it's actually two separate ones. We were able to watch both of them because, for whatever reason these days, if Netflix puts something out, HBO, Hulu, somebody else one of those three are gonna put something else out. Which technically HBO may be Investigation Discovery, but that's where I get it from. So that's the app. That's what I call it.
Right.
It might be Investigation Discovery. It might be A&E. It might be History Channel. I don't know.
No, it's ID. Investigation discovery.
But when
Well,
I click on
yeah.
HBO Max, that's what pulls up for me. So this particular one, we are going to be talking about what happened in Idaho.
Mhm.
Um, oh, I forgot I had wrote the thing down. Oh, go me, go me. To make sure that I know it correctly. So the one on Netflix, oh my goodness. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't copy and paste it. The Idaho murders college nightmare? Oh my goodness.
That sounds
I
about
don't
for the
think
Hulu. I mean, for the Netflix one, that sounds about right.
yeah, but I don't think that was the name of it. I'm gonna find the name of it. But basically, it was about the Idaho shoot. Well, the Idaho murders.
Mm-hmm.
University of Idaho. Ugh,
There you go.
murders. Um, and okay, it's right here. It's called The Idaho Murders College Nightmare. That was Netflix. And for the lovely HBO, which, like I said, it it might be ID. I'm just telling you where I saw it at.
Where did you see it, Kim?
And it's called The Idaho Murders Catching whatever his last name is.
Something with a
Cobridge?
K
Combridge?
or something. Something like
Comberger? Baby, I have to take off these glasses. Coburger?
that. You know the
So
guy.
this is the case that happened in 2022. And
Seemed like it was
basically
most recent than that, but that sounds like
I
that's about
know.
right. Yeah.
I feel like it was like
At least 24.
maybe 2025. Yeah, I was like 2023, 2024, but apparently it was 2022.
Huh.
But basically in Moscow, Idaho, um, there was this. I'm assuming it's off-campus housing,
Mm-hmm. It is.
and there was a murder that took place, and four people were killed. Other people were there,
Mm-hmm.
and basically that's what happened. And they had no clue who would do it, who did it, and motives and all this stuff. Now, keep in mind, Netflix had 3 episodes,
Yeah.
and HBO Max only had 1 episode. It was just like a movie or whatever, but it
Mm-hmm.
was like a little limited series, I guess, or something, limited presentation for on
Right.
Netflix. I
On
just want to
HBO Max.
say, so we basically already know what happened at this point. Brian Koberger, I think this is how they say his last name. Brian Koberger basically um pled guilty, confess ish, or whatever. Now he is changing his mind and saying that um he didn't do it and he was lied to and all this other stuff. But so you know exactly where we at right now. So this is taking us back obviously to 2022. And literally I sent a message to Mila and said, why did these people do this? Now I also have to keep in mind that these people are very, very young, like 19, 20
Yeah.
years old, like between 19 and probably 22. But I think
At
they
the
were,
at the at the
yeah,
oldest.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so while watching everything, because I remember people being there also in the house. So while
Mm-hmm.
watching everything, um, one girl around 4 o'clock heard noises, saw someone, and apparently they waited until maybe around noon or something. I'm because they
It
said
was
like 8 hours later. So that's why I'm assuming it had to be somewhere around noon. That's when they decided to call the police. I'm gonna be honest. That made the roommates etchy sketchy. I have to also put my mindset in a frame of a white girl that's between 19 and 20. And I'm like, see, I know I would have called the police. I'm sorry. I'll call the police. I'm not afraid.
yeah.
So
Kim is let me tell you. Let me just say for me and my TV watching abilities. I told Kim, I said, I watched it, but I'm confused. And I paused it. I said, let me come back. And let me come back and try this one more time. I was still confused after watching it because I guess for one thing, there were so many people in the house out, in addition to the four, let me say, coming in and out of the house. Let me say that
yeah.
coming in and out the house, it was just so many people there. And I guess, and as Kim said, I guess we have to put ourselves in a young white girl state of mind because I feel like somebody came in or somebody heard commotion, but then they saw the person and then they froze. And then I think that was one person. Then you had somebody else to hear the two other girls maybe hear what was going on, but they didn't call the police. They texting each other or texting somebody else.
End up
And
texting like I think that was her boyfriend. She ended up texting like, oh, after. So let me just say this. So the one girl heard the noises, heard the girl scream, calls out, I guess, the girl's name. Eventually goes out to the door, sees this shadowy figure of a man, and shuts the door. Text the other roommate that's on a totally different floor because it was like 3 levels,
three
three
floors.
or four
Yeah.
levels of floors that these people were living on. And the girl was like, the other roommate was like, come downstairs with me. Baby, absolutely not.
I
I
would
would
jump out the window.
okay. And
I done seen somebody and I done heard yell. Now this is just me. I not even different scenarios of even in my big age now, I'm like, okay, what do I do? Like, okay, how far is the jump out the window? How loud I got to yell for somebody to pay attention. I'm not, because if I'm on the third level and I just seen him, a shadowy figure on the third level, you think I'm just run out and go down 2 more levels to go hide in the closet of the bedroom with you? No,
Baby,
I can't.
the way
It was
you
it
you
was
was gonna have
too
to see me in you was gonna have to see me in the morning time when the police come, and that's when you gonna have to see me, because ain't no way you gonna see me. I am not gonna. I already saw someone, baby. Let us both stay in our own room. Let us both call the police, and you hear what you hear, I hear what I hear, but there's no way I'm going down an extra level of stairs. And I don't recall if she had to go down 2 levels of stairs or 1 level. I just know she at least had to go down 1 level of stairs. And there is so much opportunity that that person could have came and got me that I wouldn't have
mm-hmm.
been able to do it. How about we both be in our own rooms and we both wait this out and call the police? Instead, you go down, meet with them, and then decide to call the boyfriend, not the police. Decide to call the boyfriend. And then eventually end up calling the police. And then, from what I gather from the Netflix, show, is that they initially called the police and said it was one girl unconscious. Come to
Because they thought
find
she was
out,
drunk.
yes. Come to find out, it's 4 whole people dead in this house. But why? I also want to know if you heard someone screaming, not making light of this situation, but if you heard someone screaming, why are you calling the police talking about, well, they passed out? Girl, you heard them screaming. And then you waited, not to mention you waited hours later. I Some in the milk ain't clean about that whole situation. I'm not going to blame them or anything,
Right.
because again, I ain't never been in that situation. God, please don't ever let me be in that situation.
Right.
But I know me. I have heard screaming as a whole adult. And guess what I have did? Sat there and called 911.
Let me say, even when I lived in the apartment, and I remember hearing the folk above me, baby, was knucking in the bucket and the fighting, and I heard somebody yell. I didn't call the police, but I did call the on call number at the workplace,
Mm,
at the apartment, and I said, "Look, something going on upstairs." And maybe by that time somebody else had called, and the blue lights was out there. But nonetheless, if I feel like your home, your surroundings, your neighborhood, and you kind of know what normal sounds are and what's
yeah.
not normal. And you living with, I don't even know how many folks I guess was on the lease. I
I
don't
feel
know.
like you may be in six in that particular spot.
Okay. Maybe
Well, or
two in
five,
each
five or
level.
six. The
Okay.
three girls
The
and the
boy.
other 2 girls,
Okay. Okay.
the survivors, the 2 survivors and the 3 that passed away.
Okay.
Because the guy didn't live there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just feel that again, it was a little sketchy as to why did they wait? And then, and I don't know if you picked up on this, because then it looked like it was no snow on the ground at one time, and then it looked like it was snow on the ground. So I
Yeah.
don't know if this was just time had went by and they kept going by over there combing for evidence. And again, it's Idaho, so it could be a bunch of snow one day and maybe none next. But again, I just there was too long of a period where nobody called 911. And you I feel like if you know your friends and you know how y'all drink, why you gonna call the police and say she passed out? Like nobody checked, nobody went over there. I just feel like,
But
was
this
the
is
room dark?
but this
Like,
is the thing that got me about that. They had literally, like, the people got stabbed, from my
mm-hmm.
understanding.
Right,
You
they
didn't see
did.
no blood. But apparently it wasn't that. And then I'm kind of confused by that, like, as well, because it looks like not that much blood was actually in the house for real either. Like, they mentioned that it didn't look like it. It was like little droplets of blood, but it wasn't like
A
pools
crime
of blood
scene.
or anything. Yeah. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And I'm like, this was so confusing to me, but also I'm not 19 to 22. I have been 19 to 22 and I've been dumb. Just saying.
Right.
I've been dumb.
We have,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna just say that some of this is no self-awareness and no survivor skills type thing, because there is no way you would, Mila, there is no way you would tell me, come on downstairs and there's a potential murderer in the house or potential intruder. Let's just say, because they don't even know the person was murdered, a potential intruder in this house. Don't call me and tell me to come down there, because let me
Mm-mm.
tell you where I'm gonna be at, somewhere that I'm not easily able to be found.
Or that, or we gonna be like, look, I'm jumping out the window. What is your nearest exit? We gonna meet at the tree across the street.
And I would have already called 911 at this point. I probably would have had to text you and tell you what's going on, because I'm already on the phone with 911. I ain't even worried. Like, I understand, because there was a situation that happened um when I had a roommate,
Mm.
and I saw someone that looked like they didn't belong in our apartment complex based on a lot of different factors.
Mm-hmm.
And especially at that time of morning. And I literally called her and I was like, hey, be very careful, because it's a person out here, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And I also called, but again, I'm not in immediate danger, because at this point I'm already in my car.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not in immediate danger. So yes, I can text her and then I can call 911, because I'm almost positive I called 911. Maybe the emergency line, but I definitely called someone, because that's what I do.
Right.
It's just who I am as a person. I can't foresee me seeing a real actual intruder in the place that I stay at and decide, let me call this person that also resides here and warn them, and let me never call 911. I just don't foresee that happening in my soul,
Well, and I guess
because
my next question too is, okay, what about calling your parents? Because if you're unsure about things, and I'm thinking back to when I was 19, I'm in college, and okay, if I'm unsure about something, okay, I'm gonna call my mom. Now,
yeah.
granted, my 18, 19-year-old days, that was considered long distance, but nonetheless, I'm calling. you know, to ask and see what it is I need to do. Because again, I just don't know if I would be texting. And again, I have to think back to my time period. We didn't have cell phone, but again, if
Oh
there was
yeah.
some, so I have to think like a 19-year-old. And again, I feel like I would have called home. I'd have called somebody. I'd have called my grandma, my granddaddy, somebody to say, okay, what is it that I need to do? I don't, and especially if I saw them, an intruder standing in the house, and because I'm like, okay, do you yell? Do you run? Do he chase? Because now I'm thinking, okay, is this like Jason on Friday the 13th? Because now I'm like, okay, is you gonna run after me with a knife, and then you go in the room, and how you not see blood? Like, was it dark? Did y'all have the blinds closed? Was she laying on something where the blood could soak it up? Like,
Yeah.
what's the deal?
That's why I was so confused. That's why I told you. I said, when you was like, no, I'm kind of confused, I said, no, I watched it and I still got confused, because none of that made sense to me. None of that
None at all.
made sense to me at all. The fact that you don't know where this person is at, You on one of the top floors, you hear someone screaming, you see someone, and now you're about to go to a different floor where you don't even know where this person is at this point.
Right.
They
We
could
don't even know if he
literally
left
be
the building.
outside this other person's door waiting for you. They could be
Hmm.
at the bottom of the stairs waiting for you. You have no idea, and you think I'm gonna do that. And then they were like, and then they just finally just woke up and was like, "Oh, let me call 911."
Well, I guess, and I can understand being drunk and maybe thinking you just imagine some things. I can get that too. But y'all slept the whole day.
Baby, I've been up about 7 o'clock.
I mean, after you done drunk a whole lot, you either getting up going to the bathroom, you hungry. I mean, it's a lot of things, and you mean tell me y'all done slept clean the noonday, and now y'all calling 911.
Now, I will say this. Now, when I went to college, one of the first couple of nights that I was there, one of those nights, like this, community showers and everything. And so it was several of us that were there at first.
Mm-hmm.
One of the people that's still my friend to this day and ended up being my roommate later on, but she was not my roommate. She lived across the hall from me at this time. And we literally heard noises in that bathroom. And when I tell you, no, we did not call anyone, but let me tell you what we did. We was like, it was better to be together. But mind you, we were already outside. Like we were already in the bathroom, I think. When I tell you that I went into her dorm room, we pushed everything against the door.
It
Cause
wasn't
baby,
in your
you ain't
bed.
gonna get in here. And we was just I ended up sleeping like in her like moon chill that night.
Who was it? Y'all didn't hear anything.
We
I mean, y'all didn't.
maybe we don't know. We don't know what it was. We heard something. And mind you, this is an older dorm. This was a
Okay.
very, very older dorm on the campus. Not the oldest, but it's still an old dorm. So and this is also a community, the community bathroom. You got to go with all the wall of showers and the wall
Yeah.
of toilets and all this stuff. And the fact that we heard something, we was like, we're not going to separate from each other. And mind you, I only knew this girl at this point like 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
Was it like okay? Like I remember my freshman year, like the boys would come and do like panty raids and stuff. You know how they would come rush the dorm or whatever, run through it or whatever.
No, because we would have. This is the thing. So the girls that were still there, because keep in mind, this is a co-ed dorm. But the
Mm,
girls were still there, but it was like different floors or different sides that were boys and sides that were girls.
right.
So we were all on the like sitting in the hallway, like talking
Mm,
and all this stuff. And then I think somebody went to the club. One girl was talking about the boyfriend was calling her, talking about the club people. We were so confused about that conversation. So then everybody was like, let's just go ahead, go to bed, da 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 da. So you preparing to go to bed, you go to the bathroom and all this stuff, do whatever you need to do before you get ready to go. Go to sleep. That's when we heard things. By this point, it was just me and her. Everybody else was either in their room or they left. We don't know where nobody went. We just know that we heard something and we was like, it's solidarity. Like we decided we decided because she had a moon chill, a big moon chill. So we decided that we were gonna go in her room and we literally pushed, I think, her desk and her roommate desk against that door. We was like, nobody's coming in this room.
Not
If
even the
they
roommate that wasn't in there.
baby. Just like I tell people about the intruders, like um people fail to realize this, but like I did this when we worked at the same place as well. When they put the door on the break room, because you remember it didn't have a door on it or whatever. It definitely didn't have a door that locked. I'm like,
I don't remember that.
if I get to this door before anybody else gets to this door, I'm locking it. That's just what it is. And I did lock the door, and then people are knocking on the door. Baby, I don't know. You better be glad that this is a drill. Because if it's not a drill, if you're not in here, you're not in here. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but no, she was gone. Her roommate was gone. But even if she went, baby, I don't know what to tell you. You better knock twice. I don't know. Like, but we barricaded that door. And we was like, not a soul is getting in this room, and we're not leaving out of this room.
The poor girl couldn't even get her poor room. I'm glad the roommate was safe and was somewhere, but she didn't need to get in there immediately.
And we took everything out the next morning, and then we were like,
Father God.
So no, we didn't call 911 because we didn't see anybody. We just heard something. And to be honest, we were on the first floor. So somebody could have even been like outside for real.
Right.
We don't know. We just know we heard something and it was time for us to bounce. And we was like, we ain't gonna be separate. We're separate from each other at this point. We gonna figure this out.
Oh, bless it.
And we literally was throwing those dressers to the door because we was like, absolutely not. You're not getting in here. The only person that's gonna get in is the spirit. That's about all that's gonna get. This door is locked. This door is locked. But yeah, I'm just saying. So like, I have been in that kind of mindset, but like, if I actually saw someone, 911 would have been called. Campus security, somebody would have been called.
Right.
But because we didn't hear anything, I mean, we only heard something, we didn't see anything. Yeah, like, and we was like, what's going on? But yeah, but
and even with the next Netflix one was confusing to me. I would say, excuse me, the HBO doc was a little bit better. I guess my question is, it appeared that he did not know them. He went to school 8 miles away in Washington State.
mm-hmm.
And graduated, all of that good stuff. And then, like I said, I don't know if it was just a random place, how he had rolled by, case to join out. I don't know. Do know that when the police stopped that fucker 2 times in 5 minutes.
This is the thing. I feel like as I watched the HBO one today, I feel like there is no way that this man did not know these people or target these people, because of the simple fact between July and November, they said that this man had drove in this within 100 meters or whatever 23 times. If you have did that 23 times, hello auntie and uncle.
Hey auntie, hey uncle.
If you have did that more than 23 times, like in this same little general block, and you don't go to this school, you don't supposedly know anybody because you didn't have any friends.
Right.
So this is what I actually think happened. You know, I think it's Zaina, I think that's her name. Her sister went to the school that he went to.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that maybe, or either any combination of these people that probably went there because they were all friends and all this stuff and the people knew each other. I'm thinking that he may have saw someone in that lived in that house Not
Mm.
necessarily saying it's Zaina, but it could potentially be her because the sister goes there. Seen her and then started slightly stalking them.
Mm.
Because why would you just go through a random place? Because this is a residential neighborhood. Like, if you went grub
Right.
hubbing and stuff like this, there would be no reason for you to just go through over here if you don't have any friends.
Well, and I feel like later on something is going to come out where there's going to be some kind of connection, you know, to him and one of those individuals. I
Yeah.
mean, you said the sister, like they went to the same school, so I just still
Mhm.
feels like even a random drive by, you're going through a neighborhood 20 something times. I feel like you have to have a slight reason to want to drive by there to kind of figure out somebody's routine, like who's coming
Exactly.
in and out. Now that's just me. Some kind of connection, because there's a million neighborhoods, around here and where we live at. We're not just randomly driving by there, you
Okay.
know, 23 times. I know I'm not. The only place I'm gonna drive 23 times is gonna be work, home, Pizza Hut, liquor store, other places. You know. Uh, there's certain places, yeah, you can pick up a routine. But 23 times in that
Yeah.
short time span, I feel like he crossed paths with somebody. There was something.
That's what I feel like too. I'm like, this is too strange to not have seen somebody, like I said, even in a distance. Maybe he's
Right.
seen Ethan, maybe he's seen Zaina. He's seen someone, even one of the other girls like Katie or Maddie. Like, he's
Mm-hmm.
seen someone, because otherwise this doesn't make any sense. And then I realized this also, in like, we did this as well. We also did this when we went in that particular type of dorm environment also. Nobody in college these people didn't lock the door. They had noise complaints, and the police goes there and they're like, who lives there? And they was like, I don't know. So the guy was like, so you trespassing? And he was like, no. Like,
They there for a party. So
why
clearly,
is nobody here? And then this what also kind of pissed me off as well, when the girl mentioned, like, um I think Zaina had walked a dog or something like that, and
mm-hmm.
she had, I think it was her, it could be one of the other girls, walked the dog and said that they felt like somebody was following them. Okay, that was a month prior to, the murders. Then a week before somebody kick your door and you see somebody and you still running down trying to connect with the other person and not calling 911. You know what? I hope my nephews and my nieces in this world are are not that dumb. I was dumb too. We left them doors open. I'm just gonna be honest. We left them doors open. I don't even know if anybody had a real key for real. Like, they took that key with them. The fact that none of us left out, like, you could easily, like, there was times that I know that. So the roommate that I had ended up moving out, and so I dropped my bed down. There was times that the same girl that ended up being my roommate later on, the one that we ran into her room and I would come to my dorm room. She's in my bed sleep, taking a nap. That's how much we did not. That's how much we did not lock them doors. She exalted. She don't want to climb up to her bed because it's the bunk bed situation thing. You had to climb all the way up to the bunk bed. She didn't want to do that. My bed on the ground. She just come in there and go to sleep. Okay.
Well, and I can see too them in Idaho. They probably, thought they knew everybody, I guess, in the neighborhood. And again, they was the fun house.
Yeah.
People having a party. They, again, it was the fun, and they was like in fraternities and sororities. So
Mhm.
again, they knew a lot of people.
Yeah.
Uh, or came in contact with a lot of people. So I just feels like there's more to the story that we're not
Mhm.
quite getting, and that may come out later on. I mean, because I think at the end of, was it the HBO one, where they said, okay, he wants to
Yeah.
um
he
retract
wants
his
yeah, retract
statement. Yeah,
his guilty plea and wanting to, actually have a trial, I guess a trial and everything. This is also what buzzed me about that particular situation. First of all, I don't think this man need to be free. Well, I need to put this disclaimer. I don't think
right.
this man need to be free. However, I will say this. The fact that they were so quick, maybe, and again, maybe it's a lot of things that's not being said, you
Hmm.
know, just for purposes which may make sense later on if it
Right.
does, he retracts and they actually have a trial.
Hmm.
Then they gonna also, because they also never mentioned any motives or anything like that either. But the fact that they went ahead and tore down that house,
Yeah.
I'm like, that might hurt them. That might hurt the prosecution. Also, this is what I'm so confused about. And don't get me wrong, I understand that he was in a criminology PhD candidate or
Yeah.
whatever. So that bothered me that they went ahead and tore down the house. They said Zaina had a lot of defensive scars and stuff like that. Apparently, homegirl was fighting, baby. She was trying to live. That's also why I'm kind of pissed off. Like, not saying that the other girl should have went and tried to help her or anything,
Right. Right.
but clearly this girl was trying to fight. And I feel like maybe if y'all all decided to go up there and figure out what was going on, y'all could have like helped like hurt him.
Right.
Just
There's
saying.
there's there's what they call strength in numbers. Maybe
Exactly.
somebody could have
Exactly.
jumped on his back. Somebody could, and again,
Baby, go get your own knife from out the kitchen. Get a baseball bat. Y'all got something there. Get a chair if you
a
need a chair.
speaker.
I
The
feel
speaker.
like something could have. You should have been able to do something, but that's also weird. Also, like, I feel if they had defensive mark, I mean, if she had so many defensive marks on her body,
Mhm.
then and he had a knife, there had to be other blood there. Because keep in mind, the only reason they found anything was because this man left the
The
knife
knife.
shield or whatever, and
Yeah.
it had some blood on it. So, because what I found out in the HBO special, this man went and turned that car after the murders and went and registered that car somewhere else, baby. He
Was
registered
it in
in
Vermont?
Washington. Yeah, I
No,
think it
he.
was
Yeah.
initially in Pennsylvania or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he registered that car in Washington. I guess
When
he said,
Washington.
"You won't see them plates, baby. You won't see them plates no more.
Well,
You
and I
won't
guess
say that it was them Pennsylvania, a white car with Pennsylvania plates, baby. You will see a white car with Washington plates." I was like, in the fact that he looked up all this, criminal stuff and da da da, that was his major, and looking up all of this stuff, I'm like, did he? It seemed like he didn't have time to clean anything up. So
no,
that's
because
why
I
I'm
guess
like,
shortly after.
why was it not that much blood?
Again, and that's why I say I feel like it has to be more information than what they're giving
Yeah.
out. Uh and again, it could be another year or two before they come out with another deep dive documentary. I just feel like we're missing something, and maybe, and also too, because since they did not go to trial, and the family was okay with the plea agreement that he gave, maybe there's something, both sides or that side is trying to hide. I don't know. Um, I just feel, hey, it's some missing pieces to that puzzle. And did he get life?
Yeah, he got 4 consecutive life
Okay.
sentences, and then he got charged with like robbery or something like that. Something
Okay.
breaking and entering or something, like something along with that type of situation that he
Okay.
came into the
Gotcha.
house.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, but I this thing totally baffled me. Especially now knowing that like they heard noises and was like, well, at least the one girl heard noises was like, let me call my roommate, and my roommate is like, let me come down there, and you like, okay, let me run down here, and then y'all just go to sleep, and then I'm so confused by that. This was
Let me tell you,
because
I'm confused.
I knew about, did you know about, you had read about it or seen it in the news prior, right?
Right, I
Okay.
did, and I remember, like I said, I remember when I just didn't realize it was in 22,
Okay.
but I do remember hearing about it. Um, I feel like there was coverage, but there wasn't coverage because it was like it wasn't maybe talked about as much. I don't know.
I feel
That's
like
just
it
I'm just
was I
going
feel like it was huge. I feel like it was huge, not as, and I think also geographically speaking, I
right,
feel like if something like that happened somewhere closer, then we probably would have heard it even more. But
and I
because
think
it
that's
was
the
in
case there.
Idaho,
Given that
yeah,
it was Idaho, so I would expect that region to hear
yeah.
more about it, just not us. So, but I do remember hearing about it. And again, even with these two documentaries, it just still, again, seems a little sketchy.
Because I feel like I like, don't get me wrong, I do feel like he did it, and I can say that because he shouldn't have pled guilty.
Hmm.
That's between, you can't sue me because you said it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. So
I mean, and again, why would you know something again, whether you was a part of the whole crime or a part of the crime, you know something, therefore you pled guilty. So again, it you're not pleading guilty to something you didn't do.
I just what what was really weird is that one, he left that girl unharmed. That was
Two.
shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But he actually saw, like, I think he saw the other one. I don't think he saw the one that was downstairs or whatever. I don't
Okay.
think he saw her. But because the other girl said that like she looked like made eye contact with him and all that stuff, and then went in the room and shut her door. So at least she shut her door. Like, she got some survivor skills, you know.
But
Uh,
still.
but I'm shocked that he did all of that and leave the knife shield there, a knife thing, because they said, between the HBO special, they was like, he turned off the Wi-Fi 2 days before. He powered the phone off by the time he made it to Moscow, Idaho. He done went and powered the phone off, and then
Deleted the
turned the
browser
phone,
history and all
yeah,
that stuff on his
turned the
phone.
phone back on once you out there in the country, because you said that you was stargazing or sun gazing or whatever you was doing at that point at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I feel like a person that, and don't get me wrong, had he not left that knife shield there, they wouldn't have known anything.
Right.
And I think with, especially with him changing his car tags or whatever, they would have never, because I don't think anything saw for real, for real. Well, I think in the in the Netflix special, they end up seeing, um I think they end up bringing it up, maybe,
Mm.
like, of the car, of the car situation.
Okay.
But like the car, I think they eventually was able to find a good view of the car to figure out the make and narrow it down and all that stuff.
Because all the neighborhood cameras or whatever, they saw
Yeah,
stuff, but it wasn't
it wasn't
wasn't
clear.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, had they not, had that blood splatter on the knife shield, they really didn't have anything else.
Right.
They had nothing. That's why I'm like, this man did such a wonderful job at first. Other
Well, it
than
was
that,
schooling. Think about it. He got his
I
master's
know
in that.
that's why I'm like, why? That's why I'm like, why would you leave something that had blood? And then that's why I'm saying, like, if you, to me, when I think defensive wounds, that means that I fought back too. So
Mm-hmm.
that means that you had to have some bruises, some scratches, some. I drew some blood too. Then, because if
Right.
I'm finding you got a knife, I feel like something has to be getting cut at this point.
True. I agree. Cause one of them
Yes.
showed his knuckles or something. That I can't
Yeah, and
remember
they
which
were
one it
white. They
was.
was like white. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, that's why I feel like them tearing down that house is they should have kept that house up. And I hope if they didn't, I hope they every room that she would the room that she end up, dying in or whatever. I hope they checked every last one of them, had got all the blood samples they needed,
But if they didn't,
because
too late now, cause it's down in the landfill now.
it's was in the ground.
Hmm.
It's in the ground.
They
That's all
tore
they
it
did
down,
to
so
it.
the wood and all of that stuff.
No, I think they buried it.
Oh,
Yeah,
the house that they
yeah.
tore down. Why bury it
Just flatten it.
and
Cause
put dirt on top of
that's
it?
what it looked like. Cause it was some disturbed dirt. And I feel like that's what it looked like. If I'm recalling correctly. But
Hmm.
I just find the whole situation weird.
I agree.
And the fact that he's now, and then, to be honest, you know, if you get caught and you say you guilty, and then you come back and say this, and you know that they probably haven't been preserving and doing all the stuff that they probably should have did with the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because who would think to keep the evidence if this man had already pled guilty?
Well, I mean, they would keep what they found. Don't they put it in
Un-
boxes in the police station?
I don't know. I feel
I
like
feel
they
like
may
they
do
do.
that for a cold case or something that they solve. Because think about it this way: God forbid something happen, they got to give you your back your stuff after a certain period of time. Because
True.
they had what's the little boy name? Po boy. I felt sorry for
Ooh.
him. The boyfriend of Kaylee.
Oh, the one that he just showed up right in. He
Yeah,
doesn't end
talking
up
about,
in the
I'm the
back of
ex
the police car.
boyfriend. Yeah, and then ended up in the back of the police car. Um, so I, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be very interesting. If
Oh, it is.
if they give him, if he is able to get a trial, this is gonna be interesting, because then a motive has to come into play. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
things will have to come into play that might actually give them closure. And some of the family was okay with the sentencing, and some of them
Right.
were not. Some of them were not.
Right.
That baby was split.
And see, and I can just see that him going to trial and all of that stuff is gonna bring up something that don't need to be brought up. And so you may want to let sleeping dogs lie. He got four consecutive life sentences or however many he got. He ain't coming out. And
Oh,
even if
what's
he goes to trial, he's still gonna get some time.
one of the fathers was like, the only decision we need to be making is if he gonna be a firing squad or if it's gonna be an injection. I said, okay. And then, like, on the Netflix thing, when they asked the grandmama, I think the grandmama of Kaylee, they was like, so what would give you justice? They was like, he ain't breathing. And I said, well, okay. That grandmama and that mama Kaylee was like, baby, you done upset all of me, all of my spirits, Baby,
Well,
I don't have nothing for you.
but the people say it again. The grandmama said she was she was the foundation. She was the first grandchild.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
want the smoke.
They want, baby, they want all of it. They was like, you want a firing squad or you want the injection. Like, that's the only decision I'm looking for you to be able to make.
Pretty
That's the
much.
only decision.
That's it. That's all. Nothing
But
else.
yeah, but I'm curious about what's gonna happen in the future. But if you
Yeah.
haven't watched, I would say that technically you probably need to watch both of them. Um,
Exactly.
I think because I feel like HBO one it wasn't long enough, and it
It-
wasn't deep diving as much into some of the things um as Netflix did. I think Netflix set out to make sure that the other fraternity brothers, the guy with the hoodie from the Twitch
mhm.
video from the food truck,
Yeah.
the other roommates, I think that kind of was out to like kind of clear
Clear
them,
them.
and
Yeah.
then explain like this is how we found out that it was Brian. I
I
feel like
agree.
the HBO one was kind of more like this is some of the weird things that this man had been doing.
Yeah. I agree. I can get that. Yeah. I just feel like Netflix and their quest to clear up all the other people, it kind of dragged it on just a taint bit too much. Now I can get them wanting again clear the other people out,
Yeah,
and make sure that they weren't, they wouldn't part of the crime. But it was just, I don't know, the way that it just went. It was just too much, and HBO was, it gave me enough. It gave me enough to kind of follow again. Uh, I still feel like we still got some more documentaries of this to come out soon.
yeah.
In the future. So yeah, yeah,
But I did appreciate the Netflix one because, like I said, it. I felt like it was more of a deep dive, but I felt like of everything. But I feel like the HBO one, like I said, they had him being arrested, not arrested or being stopped by the police way more
right.
than the Netflix one had.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
so I think it was, trying to build. So maybe they do have, maybe they do have the information. I don't know. But any other thoughts about that?
Nah.
Okay. So recently, what we have been talking about in the group chat is that good old Jacquees was asked why didn't he want to I think it was basically like why didn't he want to be a part of the R&B tour, and he was like, I'm not going to be singing background da 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 da.
Did they ask him first, or this was just a hypothetical question with the radio station?
I think I think he said Chris had contacted him, and I'm just saying.
Let me
He
tell
said
you.
Chris had contacted him about possibly it says Jacquees said it would have been dope to perform on the R&B tour, but wasn't interested in singing background like Eric Bellinger, Marion Tank. I ain't singing background. I want my own slot. This is the thing.
You know what?
Jacquees,
You a star in your
typically
own eyes.
typically background singers, especially to a solo artist, have to be very strong background singers. Tank has been a background singer. Um, Kelly Price has been a background singer. I'm quite sure there's others, but those are only ones I can think of
Luther
off the top of
Vandross was
my
a
head.
background singer for Roberta Flack and
Okay.
yeah.
So, like most of the times, especially for solo artists, the background singers have to have strong vocals. Jacquees this ain't for you. Also,
Mhm.
Jacquees said that people have been telling him that he's the king of R&B. Who does king stand for? Something else, like king of Yo Castle in R&B? Like, what does king stand for? Because out of everybody that I know, if someone says king of R&B,
Bobby
Ja-
Brown.
Jacquees would not come out of my mouth.
It's gonna be
It would.
Bobby.
No, I would be like, he in jail, he in prison, but I would be like, are we talking about R. Kelly? Are we talking about Usher? Are we talking about Chris Brown? You right, Bobby Brown at one time, like, but there is no way. There is other people. I'm gonna say Jamie Foxx too. There's plenty of people that I will say before I even reach Jacquees. In fact, I may actually start going to the Queens before I start going and seeing Jacquees' name, because I
What
would
does
never
he?
think that.
Well, and maybe he just ain't on my Pandora station. Let me just say that. What is it that he's singing? Because I know he had kind of, did his little version of "Booed Up," but I don't recall uh
An
any other.
original song,
Yeah, I'm just saying because I feel like
I don't know.
if you're gonna be the king of R&B, baby, you least need some songs that you wrote, whether it's for yourself or for others. Uh, you've had several albums out. You know, you've went platinum and gold. Um, I mean, I personally can't name any Jacquees song. Only reason I know Jacquees, again, he made that little LMA boot up, and for him being DeAndre Sanders' baby daddy. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else. I'm sorry. Sorry to and
Baby,
in the
the
words of
fact that
Kiki Palmer, sorry to the man, because
the
I don't
fact that
know.
you even remember that it was LMA that he did her song, baby, I didn't even know that. I didn't know whose song he did. I don't know this man like that. I
I
don't know
don't.
this man's vocal stylings. I don't know him like that for him to even say. And I'm saying king of art. I'm saying to myself, king of R&B. And then this is the thing. As it relates to, because he's like, he's not gonna be doing. I went to Chris Brown and Usher concert, or
Mm-hmm.
the Raymond Brown concert. And Eric did his own little performance. Tank had his own performance. Mario had his own performance. So even if they sung background, they still were able to showcase their talents and their songs, and producer or writer or whatever,
Right.
separately. Also, what planet are we on? Because I'm not aware of it. And don't get me wrong, I said this before, I don't even really know who Eric is, to be honest, but I know that apparently he's like a producer, writer,
Right.
whatever. And apparently has produced or wrote several songs that I think Chris or Usher or both have performed
Mm-hmm.
and popularized. So with that being said, obviously I know who Mario is, and I definitely know who Tank is. With
Right.
that being said, Jacquees, you are not on the level of Tank. You're not on the level of Mario. Like, you're not even on the level of these people. So to think that you need to be like, I guess, like a opener or something, because you can't be a headliner because these two are headliners. So for you to think that you need to be like a opener or some other kind of act or whatever, you got the wrong kind of friends. And see, this is why you on the RealLifeish Friends podcast, because we real friends and we gonna tell you the real truth. Nobody should have ever told you or made you think that you was that person. Because if you think you are greater than Tank, if you think you are greater than Mario, if you think you are greater than Eric that I don't even really know either, you have another thing going for you.
And
Because
you know what, Jacquees, I admire your confidence. Let me say that. I admire it. That's good.
no, this is delusions at this point.
You should be confident in your abilities. Uh I give you credit for that. I give you credit for being confident. However, I feel like you have to put in some solid work to become a king of anything. And again, you're not on any of my Pandora stations. Uh I don't even know if I've heard you on the satellite radio station that I have saved. Um and I read that Eric Bellinger was like, it's a win-win for me. People know who
He
I
did.
am.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, I gained new fans. People know me. My name is getting out there. I'm all for that. And that's the way I feel you should take it, because if you got out there and yodeled with them, in the words of Kay Michelle, your good friend, who always say somebody's always yodeling out there, he could have, built his resume up a little bit. I don't
Yep.
know. Jacquees, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby, but you're not the king in my generation. You're not the king in our. The only king of R&B that I know would be uh Bobby Brown, of course. Hell, I even give it to Key Sweat. I
That's what
know
I
Key.
was thinking about too. I was like, we could give it to. That's what I was
We
thinking
can
about
give
as
it to Key
well.
Sweat.
Yeah.
I mean, we can give it to him. I don't see Jacquees
I'm not
being on the
opposed to it.
verses. Hey, he ain't on
If
no
if
verses.
if if he on verses, it's a one hit wonder one, and we just gonna listen to one song from each artist because I don't know this man. Apparently, they said he got a song called BED, bed, so BD, and then another song called Single You, and I was like, I I,
Hmm.
I don't know that. I don't know this man.
I don't either. So sorry, Jacquees. But hey, keep doing you. Keep doing you,
And let me
sugars.
let me go ahead and try to put some respect on Eric Bellinger because, like I said, I really don't know who he is, but I know that he is very popular. He is a songwriter. I figure that. So apparently, some of the ones, this is according to Wikipedia, um, he has written or co-wrote "Let Me
Who?
See" by Usher, "New Flame" by Chris Brown, "Right Here" by Justin Bieber, "Oh Oh Chill by Wale, Music Sounds Better Than You by Big Time Rush. Oh, they had that Disney or Nickelodeon show.
Who wrote this?
Um,
Eric Bellinger. Bellinger.
yeah.
Okay.
And what he did for Chris Brown album Fame or FAME got him his first Grammy Award.
Hmm.
That was
Okay.
2011, I guess song. So he's been doing this since 2010.
Okay.
So they did say that apparently he's married to Megan's good
And good
sister.
sister. I
Yeah.
think I remember seeing that on something.
So
Hmm.
yeah, so this man has, a lot of, things that are very popular and all this stuff. So I did want to go ahead and give Eric his dues because baby, I knew that if you was on the thing that you had to be somebody. Um and the fact that you wrote a lot of his stuff that speaks
Right.
volumes. That
I
he
mean, and
was,
I think that is a wonderful opportunity. We know
mm,
Tank can hold his own,
of
and
course.
plus the songs that he has written.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and Mario is a good singer.
Yep.
I don't know if he's written songs for others, but again, I know he can sing. So again, I think that in itself, and they could possibly start their own group. You
Yeah.
know, after that, I think that would be something they should maybe explore. I don't know, but again, they getting they're getting their name out there more, and again, they're gaining new fans.
Mm-hmm.
Jacquees, I mean, are your numbers going up? Your fan numbers. I mean, are you on tour anywhere? I mean, these are serious questions. I'm not trying to be funny. I just want to know what it is that you're doing to get your name out there.
And
I mean,
apparently
because I know
also,
your name is out there for being DeAndre Sanders' baby daddy, but and that ain't even in the best light there.
okay, with their drama.
hmm So I'm just trying to figure out how he thinks he is the king of R&B, and told them folks if he go out there in the streets and the people say and they ask who the king of R&B, the people gonna say Jacquees.
No, 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 no. Unless they tell me King stands for uh kid uh
Can't even come up
something.
with nothing.
I know I can't.
Can't even come up with nothing.
But
I
apparently
mean,
Mario is
I'm
a
just trying to
songwriter
figure
too.
out.
Apparently
Huh?
apparently Mario does write songs too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Again, Jacquees. I don't know where you getting your information at, but little
I don't
buddy,
either.
I not for my age, not for my demographic,
Mm-mm.
age demographic. You not the king of R&B, but hey, in your world, you can be the king.
Okay, you can in your
You be great.
imagination. You can be whatever
You
in
be
your
great.
imagination.
hmm I mean, keep a, keep a doing what you do, and you will succeed. You will have your own tour where you will be the main attraction.
Who's going to that? Mm-mm.
Somebody, he got somebody that he hey, he got some fans. We
Yeah, I
just may not be
guess.
one of them because we don't know his music.
We're not. We're not. We're not. We're definitely not. But yeah, I was just, that just threw me off because even in the music world, people know the music ability and the writing ability and stuff like that of like people like Tank and like I said, clearly apparently of Eric and all that stuff. No one
hmm
knows anything about Jacquees like it to be like, let me give you your flowers and your props and all this stuff. Like, and to think that like you want to believe that you're above them or better than them, like you above Tank is wild to me.
And Tank older than all them. Tank Tank and Usher probably around in the same age bracket. But again, Jacquees, you ain't even in that boat. Sorry to the
Nah,
man.
I feel like Tank gotta be older. Yeah, Tank 50.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Tank
Tank
50. He turned 50
Tank
this year.
is has the age, and again, he has the singing abilities. He has the writing abilities. He can. He was in TGT or whoever it was with
Yeah.
Genuine and Tyrese. That man got. He wrote, "You must regret the day that you left me."
Latoya. Is that Latoya?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Still trying to get back, still trying to get back with me.
Oh,
VIP.
VIP all on me. I had, cause
Now
baby, I
you,
had her album, baby. I had that album.
now you at the bar with one or two drinks.
And my
Let
favorite
me
one
tell
was
you.
swing batter, 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 swing batter, 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 swing batter. That was one of our first favorite ones when she had those rhinestone bats. I said, I want a rhinestone bat too.
So let me just say this, little buddy. I, I don't know what to tell you at this point other than no sir. I mean, and maybe on your block, in your neighborhood, you are the king.
In your castle.
And that's it.
And once his
But
castle
no
isn't
title.
there, that's once you go to somebody's house, you ain't the king no more. Once you step outside, you ain't gonna be the king no more. Cause you can be the king of your castle, cause that's your house. So you can be
You
the
can be the
king, but
king
once you
of your microphone.
yeah, but once you step outside, you gonna have to relinquish all your king status, cause you gonna be out here with the regular
Over.
people, and yeah, it's not gonna work.
Shredded.
Okay,
Shredded. You just Jacquees. No
exactly.
king. You Mr. Jacquees.
Not Mr. Jacquees.
You're Mr.
But yeah, but that just kind of threw me for a loop because I'm like, what is he saying? Like, do he
He don't
really
know.
do you believe this with all your heart? Like,
Clearly he does if he said it. I mean, if you speak with confidence, you'll believe pretty much whatever. Just saying.
mm-mm.
Just saying.
Any other thoughts about that?
Nah.
Jacquees, we don't know you. Over here at the Real
And
Life is
don't.
Friends podcast, we don't know you like that. And King better stand for something else.
You
Or
can
it
send
can
me some
be or
songs
it
if you
can be
want me to
king
listen
to
to
the king.
them.
No, don't even send them to me. Send them
I
to
mean,
her. Oh, but if you do want to send anything to us for us to if you want us to try a restaurant that's here, if you want us to watch a movie or a show, you can definitely hit us up at 615-475-8152. Again, that's 615-475-8152, or reallifeisfriends at gmail.com. Kimberly Mila on Facebook, and it should be Kimberly Mila or Real Life is no, it's Real Life is Friends
on IG.
on Instagram. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna introduce this new segment because this person I saw this thing on Threads, and I was like, we're friends. Let's just ask this question. Let's get to the friend part of the show. So she says, I asked my friends to pick me up from the airport. Now I understand midnight on a work night is kind of crazy, but this is what I mean when I say I don't have a effing village. Now I have to pay 70 plus for Uber to get me and my 6-year-old home. I would have done it for them no matter what time or day, as long as I'm not at school or on the clock. Am I tripping?
She had to pay how much?
70 some dollars to take a Uber. If you ain't gonna say nothing right now, let me just go ahead and say something. Baby, if you think I'm about to pick you up at midnight, first of all, if you think I'm up at midnight, school night or otherwise. if I was not doing this podcast, I would probably already be asleep right now. Just gonna be perfectly honest.
And let me tell
There's
you,
been times I've been
I'm
asleep at
sleeping.
7 some.
Let me tell you, I'm sleeping now. I know I'm not asking anybody to come somewhere that I'm not willing to come at a particular hour. Because to me, 9 o'clock is your 9 o'clock, 10. Is the 10 is pushing it, but 9 o'clock, and that's about the latest I'm gonna go. 10 is the latest. Midnight. Yeah, you gonna have to catch that Uber. You and that 6-year-old, because you and that 6-year-old didn't have no business leaving wherever you was leaving to get you home at midnight. So no, I no. Or you should have left your car there at the airport. Don't schedule a flight thinking somebody's going to automatic just because you're friends. I got a strong village, and I also know my village, and I also know what people be doing at 12 o'clock. And most of my friends gonna be asleep. Oh, they done fell asleep before they and woke up at midnight to go get in the bed. So so no. You made that decision, sugar, to come in at midnight. You want me to get up out my slumber. First of all, because I cannot stay up till midnight. On the whatever night this is. I may be pushing it on the only time I'm gonna stay up to midnight is on the Sunday, because I don't know why on the Sunday I can't go to sleep. It's Sunday night. I can't go to sleep.
Mm.
But any other day, no. Oh no. And don't ask me to take you early in the morning. Uh-uh. Not gonna do it. I knew. Uh-uh. No, because I wouldn't want nobody doing that for me, interrupting anybody's sleep. So no. I guess she ain't got no village. And I told her, all right, girl, when you done being mad, you call me.
Uh, like most of my friends, y'all definitely know this. Do not ask me to go too many places when it's dark outside anyway. And baby, do not let it be raining, because at that point, if even if I did tell you I was gonna do it, I'm gonna have to renege. I'm just gonna have to be like, well, I don't know what else to tell you at this point. Now, good sis went and picked me up and took me to the airport around 2 or 3 o'clock. She really did. But she had told me, she
In the
said, I'm gonna be
evening.
up. No, this was in the morning. She was like, I'm gonna be up anyway. And I know she be up because we be sending each other reels. So I know we be up. But I didn't ask her. She offered. And I said, okay. Cause sometimes at the airport in Nashville, I don't know. I'm kind of confused on when the shuttle is running. Cause sometimes I feel like
Mm,
the shuttle don't be running, and I'm okay with parking my car. You know, would
right.
I do I like the convenience of being taken to the airport and picked up from airport? Absolutely, but I will park my car. If it's normal,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind parking my car. It's not a big deal or anything. Cause I'll go ahead and take that shuttle. Only thing I need the Nashville airport to do is whatever airline I go on, I can check my bag at the drop off and don't
At the
have to go
curb.
inside, baby. Long as I can do that, I will get easily back in my car. I will park, you know, I park that car right there, give you my information, show you my ID, give you my bag, take my car, park it, and get on that shuttle and come back. I don't mind doing that at all. But I get iffy if I'm not sure if the shuttle is running.
Right.
There's plenty of people I have taken to the airport. I have taken people into the airport as early as like 5 some in the morning, because 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. First of all, I'm up. If the sun is up, I'm probably up. Am I getting up out of the bed up? No, but I could take you to the airport up. Um, and I can pick you up as well. But the
At midnight?
likelihood, no, that's what I'm saying. The likelihood, I'm talking about doing between 5 and maybe 6, or maybe I can probably get you 7. I could probably get you 7. From 5 a.m.
You have a better chance
to
at
7
me.
a.m. I mean 7 p.m. I could probably work with you. But cuz the last, co-host with the last podcast, sometimes she would leave her car in my place and I would take her to the airport. But anytime she had uh a late flight coming in, I don't know what to tell you because I'm telling you right now, I might be asleep. And my mama will tell you this. You can call me all you want to. If I'm asleep, I am asleep. Now, my sleep is very irregular. There is times that I might be up at midnight. And there is times I'm asleep at 7. You just never know.
I feel like you have a better chance with me taking you to the airport early in the morning versus me picking you up in midnight because I'm not doing that.
And she don't like to get up early in the morning. Like she complained when I text her at 7 something. Was it? Yeah, I was going to work at like 7 o'clock. Was it 7?
It probably was.
She was
My
like, she was like, "Why are you texting me this early?"
because my phone goes on do not disturb,
I know it does.
and but this if now certain people can get through. However, I do turn my phone off one day on the weekend. It can vary, but I'm turning that phone off. I just feel like it just needs to be off. Again, if it's an emergency, I want you to call 911 first. I'm just saying. I want you to call 911 first because it's gonna be iffy if I'm gonna pick up or if the phone gonna be on. It's just gonna be iffy after 10 o'clock during the week. Don't even worry about it. And 10 o'clock at night, do not disturb. Mm-mm. Nope. I want you to call them. I want you to call. So if it's an emergency, call somebody else. But again, I will do what I can to take you to the airport. But my cutoff time to picking you up is 9 o'clock. No later than 10. Again, 10 is pushing it, but it's gonna be 9 o'clock. And you're gonna buy me some food on the way home because now I'm mad because I'm not in my pajamas, my scarf. I done missed by one or two drinks. Fucking around up at this airport, riding around in circles, and the folk blowing their horn at me.
And that's probably, well, I guess it's about like a 30-40 minute drive for you.
Yeah, about a good 30-40 minutes, depending on the time.
Yeah,
See?
it's not that much of a commute for me, so I don't necessarily
Yeah, you're a little
mind.
bit
Yeah,
closer.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mind. And like I said, I've taken plenty of people to the airport and picked them up. I don't mind doing it, but if it's after a certain time or before a certain time, I'm just gonna be honest. It's gonna probably be a no. In the words of Randy, it's probably gonna be a no for me, dog. Now I did say this. Know this though, like I got dope friends. I got plenty of dope friends that, like I said, good sis did. She came and picked me up and took me to the airport. Um, One of my other friends had paid because she told me that she was gonna take me to the airport, and she did end up taking me to
Mm-hmm.
the airport. And she was like, "I cover the payment for your Uber, for you or whatever."
Right.
Uh, but this is my thing. You I think you always should have the expectation, especially if this is not already a pre-planned thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
my sister and them went on a like my sister was here and I took them to the airport and brought and picked them up. And they told me prior to the both times. Like most people that I take to the airport are telling me what times that they're picking me up, and I tell them whether or not the pickup gonna work for me. The drop off
Right,
can work
right,
for me, but if the pickup don't work, I kind of let you know. But even if you have to come back to my house, it's gonna be most of the time cheaper than leaving your car there at the airport several days to get an Uber
right,
or a
right.
Lyft or something like that because of where I live. It's probably not gonna cost that much money or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I that's something you gotta already plan out and you gotta know your people. There is no way that I am gonna trust Mila to come all the way where I live at and take me to the airport in the morning. And I'm talking about even if I said it was at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, let's just say a 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Mila is not coming from her house unless she's also on that same flight. And I know that.
Facts.
If I want her to take me at 6 or 7 o'clock, Mila's not driving all the way over here to do that.
Oh, hell no. Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Like, I feel like you know your friends well enough to know whether or not that's gonna make sense for them or not. And
You should know.
you know
I,
who's picking you up. You know who picking you up at midnight. And you know who isn't picking you up at any time. If you there is no way, okay, I have another friend that unless it's something at 6 or 7 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, baby, that girl sleep. That girl be sleep, especially during school time. She sleep. That girl got an 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock bedtime. That girl is sleep. Do not think she's gonna ever come pick you up at any random time during the school year, during the work week, because she gonna be sleep. Now, she would be one of those people that if I need to be somewhere at 5 o'clock in the morning, she gonna be there because she up. Some of us some early
you got to,
people. We
and
up.
some of us are early, but not early enough to get up and get in an automobile and drive somewhere. Just saying.
So
You, you,
you typically know. I pretty much know out of my friends who what time they it makes sense. And like I said, good, Jen, I knew when she said, well, I don't mind taking you because she said I'm gonna be up anyway. And I was like, you right, you gonna be up. And she, baby, she was energized and ready, baby, to pick me up.
and me on the
And
other hand at that
we
early.
don't even live that close to each other like that.
See,
We
not
living
I.
on two different interstates.
Uh-uh. Two different ends. The matter of fact, probably got to cross three of them to get there. No. Mm-mm. No. That you got to know. You got to know your people that can pick you up, transport you, or whatever. But again, you need to plan properly because there's no way in the blazing bejesus that you and a 6-year-old need to be coming in at midnight.
And then you also,
Unless the flight is delayed. You should
yeah,
not be booking a return flight to come back at midnight. Now, if you were supposed to come, say your flight was supposed to get in at 8 and then shit got delayed, okay, I can understand a little delay and I may even make accommodations to stay up because the shit got delayed. Something just out your
yeah.
control. But if you running around there booking it to return, now you gonna pay that. You paid the money to go on the trip. You can pay the $74 to get back home. Hold
Yeah.
that baby.
And
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 them car
and to
seat or no
me,
car seat.
I think it depends. A couple of things it also depends on. It depends on when people got to go to work. If you go to work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, okay. This is a person that I know more 9 times out of 10, they gonna be up at midnight.
Right.
They don't have to hurry up and go to work or anything like this. Depending, it's also, I don't know what city she's in or anything like that, but depending on where you live at, I'm thinking about my friends here in the Nashville
Mm-hmm.
area. Again, I am the closest to the airport out of all my friends. But imagine if you were like where you live at. To have to you
Mm-hmm.
to get up and take me to the air, pick me up from the airport, you got to leave your house at 11 something. That means by the time you leave your house at 11 something, and let's be for real, we don't know when these bags be coming in if you check your bag. And I'm a bag checker, baby. That's why I don't even play around with telling people to come pick me up, because I know I play around with the bag because I'm gonna check a bag, baby.
See, the last
That
flight,
time can be
I
irregular.
I didn't
That
check mine. The
mm,
last
I,
flight I didn't check.
yeah, so that time can get away from you. You could be out there for an extra 30 minutes trying to get your bag. I'm just saying. So you add
That's
that,
facts.
then you got to take me to my place to go back to your house. Baby, at this point, you ain't getting back home to one some.
I'm irritable because now I ain't gonna be able to go to sleep because you got to, and I'm the one that said, you know what? I got half on your Uber.
Okay.
Matter of fact, yeah, I got half on it. Let me cash up you right now.
You probably got better chances of being like, you know what? I let me let my friend drive my car. I drive your car, so you will have your car there at the airport waiting for you. Because this is about as easy as it's gonna get for you. I don't know what else to tell you at that point.
I don't. Other than I'm not coming.
But yeah, midnight is wild. Midnight before 5 for me, but like I said, between 5 in the morning and 7 o'clock in that in I yeah, between 5 in the morning and seven
And
o'clock
it,
at
but
night,
the
I
thing is,
got you. I got you. I can pick you up or take you. I can pick you up or drop you off. But anything outside of that, I'm not reliable at that point, and I know I'm not reliable.
I'm factoring in. And see, but my thing is too. This is my thing. I'm factoring in traffic and all of that good stuff. And from where I got to come to go to the airport, no, uh-uh. I did again. When you plan your vacations and your trips, you know if you need to get your ass in an Uber, or again if you're traveling in groups, you know y'all gonna be at the same time. Okay, we can scoop each other up. We can spend a night at somebody's house. We can make this work. But just for the sake of scheduling, saying I know my village ain't shit. No, boo, you ain't shit because you didn't have no business scheduling that damn Uber. That trip to return at midnight. How you gonna say we ain't shit, girl? Bye. You ain't shit. Did nobody tell you to schedule them with those 6-year-olds coming in at midnight? Now you got an irritable child on a flight. Mm-mm. Nope. Negative Ghost Rider.
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, we're gonna have a new segment. We're gonna find one of those Reddit things or whatever, or threads or whatever I find that's associated with friends, and I'm gonna ask live in effect on the podcast.
Like,
Because yeah, because we want to know.
mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember what the other thing was.
I don't know, but this one he'll sleeping.
Okay, we can go ahead and wrap it up then. Because I don't remember what the other story was about anyway. What was
Cause I'm
it?
sleeping. Hmm.
I don't remember.
See, but send us recommendations of
Yeah.
restaurants and stuff to watch. Uh, Hope the kids are having a good first day back to school. All of that jazz.
Oh, my little niece goes to school tomorrow.
Hmm.
She's probably gonna be exhausted too. My little baby being exhausted. At least that's what he's been telling me since he hasn't answered my phone.
Mm.
So if he's listening on the podcast tonight, he knows who I'm talking about.
School is wearing the babies out.
Clearly, too much stress. Too much stress.
Wait till you get adults, kids.
Too much. He went to school for one whole day and was like, I went to sleep. I came home and went to sleep. I said, because I was like, oh, you didn't have practice? And he was like, no, I got practice tomorrow. He was like, I came home and went to sleep.
And Whitney said the children are the future.
But anyway, for episode number 74 of Real Life is Friends podcast, where the group chat makes it into a podcast, I'm one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I'm Mila.
And peace up, A-Town. Down.
Beep, 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 beep.
No, it's... Yeah, that's what it is. Y'all have a great night.